Have you ever wondered what happens when a nation's beauty turns into a nightmare? When green fields drip not with rain but with human blood, and when the people you once called neighbors turn into executioners with fire and machetes? This is not fiction. This is the dark story of Kenya's ethnic land clashes. 1992, 1997, and the bloody 2007 Coast election violence. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to this channel, smash the like button, and share this video, because what you're about to hear is not for children. This is for those who dare to look into the abyss of human cruelty. The seeds of this horror were sown in Kenya's politics. Land was the heart of the conflict. From the days of colonial rule, land had been stolen, redistributed, and contested. By the 1990s, those old wounds opened. Ethnic groups turned against each other. The Kikuyu, Luo, Kalenjin, Luya, and Kisi. And behind the violence lurked politics. Leaders hungry for power, willing to spew rivers of blood to secure it. The first major explosion came in 1992 during the nation's first multi-party elections. In the Rift Valley, especially in Molo, Burnt Forest, Njoro, Kericho, and Nakuru, militias armed with pangas and machetes descended on villages. On December 18, 1992, in the town of Molo, Kikuyu homes were set ablaze. Entire families were hacked to pieces as they tried to escape the flames. The attackers chanted ethnic war songs as they danced on burning corpses. The Akiwumi Commission of Inquiry later reported that politicians had fueled the violence, but by then, over 1,500 people were dead and 300,000 displaced. The fires rose again in 1997, just before the general elections. In the Coast Province, Likoni, Kwale, and Mombasa, gangs attacked villages, targeting Kikuyu, Luo, and Luya, communities seen as opposition supporters. On August 13, 1997, in Likoni, homes were torched in the night. Mothers were dragged into the streets and cut with machetes while their children watched. Men were hacked limb by limb. Some were forced to watch their families slaughtered before being killed themselves. Over 100 people died and tens of thousands fled. The land was littered with ashes and screams, but nothing compared to the darkness of 2007 and early 2008. On December 30, 2007, the Electoral Commission declared Mwai Kibaki, a Kikuyu, the winner of the presidential election over Raila Odinga, a Luo. The announcement, made at night in Nairobi, unleashed a storm of rage. By dawn, Kenya was drowning in blood. In Kibera slums, Mathe, Kisumu, Naivasha, Eldoret, and Kericho, mobs armed with machetes, clubs, and petrol bombs flooded the streets. Luo and Luya, supporters of Odinga, clashed with Kikuyu supporters of Kibaki. In Kisumu, protesters burned businesses and killed anyone suspected of being Kikuyu. In Nairobi's Mathe slums, houses were set on fire and women were gang-raped as children screamed. The most horrifying scene unfolded on January 1, 2008 in Eldoret, Rift Valley. Over 30 Kikuyu women and children sought refuge inside the Assemblies of God Church in Kiamba. They prayed for safety, believing the house of God would protect them. But the mob came with petrol and machetes. They locked the doors, poured fuel on the walls, and set the church ablaze. The screams of children and mothers rose as flames swallowed them. Survivors said they saw babies thrown back into the fire when they tried to escape. By the time the flames died, the church was a blackened tomb, filled with charred bones. The world was shocked, but Kenya was already in free fall. The violence lasted into February 2008. Over 1,100 people were killed. More than 600,000 were displaced, fleeing to makeshift camps in Nakuru, Naivasha, and Eldoret. Families were torn apart. Neighbors who had once shared food now carried machetes against each other. Political leaders, President Mwai Kibaki, Raila Odinga, and others called for calm, but their words were drowned by the cries of the dying. International mediators led by Kofi Annan, the former UN Secretary General, arrived in Nairobi in January 2008. After weeks of negotiation, the National Accord was signed on February 28, 2008, creating a coalition government. The violence slowed, but the scars remained. Burned villages, mass graves, and broken families told the real story. Even today, when you travel through Rift Valley towns like Eldoret, Burnt Forest, and Molo, whispers of fear remain. People still remember the machetes, the fires, the night screams. The soil of Kenya is rich and beautiful, but beneath it lies the blood of thousands. So I ask you, if democracy, something meant to bring peace and choice, could instead unleash fire and genocide, what does that say about the fragile line between civilization and chaos? Are we truly free, or are we prisoners of hatred, waiting for elections to tear us apart again? Drop your answers in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it so more people can hear the bloody story of Kenya's ethnic land clashes. Because in Kenya, the land is not just soil, it is soaked with blood, ashes, and the ghost of neighbors who turned into killers. Until we meet again, I will stop here for now. Do well to watch and keep watching our other stories. I love you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.